that before we end our session today. All righty, so let's go ahead and get started. Just in the interest of time, I want to respect all of your time as well. Thank you for joining this group and for joining me today. I think almost everyone knows me, but if you don't, my name is Gabrielle O'Neill. I have been in my lifetime a trainer, I've been a presenter, I've been a public speaker, I've been a coach. Those are all titles. I'm just me. I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys. I've been married for 21 years to an amazingly supportive man. And here we are today and doing a visual vision board workshop. So thank you for joining me for it. I'm really excited for you to be here. And for those of you who are just interested in this, it's fun. I have created a vision board for myself over the last 4 years. And I will show you my vision boards in a little while, but the reason why I began creating vision boards for myself, it's twofold. The first is I was leading a small group and looking for something positive and fun for them to do, kind of arts and crafts, but something a little more meaningful. And the other reason was I was interested in doing one for myself. So what is a vision board? Some of you may never have created one. You may have heard of a vision board or a dream board. Let's just get right into it. What I'm going to do is share my screen, and I do have a very short presentation. That way we can walk through it, and that way it can help you guys out with maybe answering some of the questions. So give me just a moment. It's been a while since I've shared my screen. Hang on for just a sec. There we go. And all right. So what is a vision board? Also known as a dream board. A vision board is a collage of images, pictures, and affirmations of your dreams and desires. The purpose of a vision board is to serve as a source of inspiration and motivation. So the one thing that I'd really like to put out there right away is that there is no right or wrong way to create a vision board. This is something that is personal to you and only you. What your dreams and desires might be, what may interest or motivate you, may be completely different from someone on this call today, or even someone who lives in your home. This is personal to you. It's something fun. It's something positive. So again, don't put too much pressure on yourself about creating the perfect board. It's just something to start with, and you can always change and build on it as your year goes on. So why create a vision board? As I mentioned before, it will reflect your dreams and desires, but it also can serve other purposes. And we'll get into these in a little more detail in a couple of minutes. But as you can see here, some of the purposes that a vision board can serve are to identify your vision, really give you a visual on it, give it some clarity, put some pictures and words to it that you will see each and every day. It also will help to reinforce your daily affirmations. Oh, hang on for just a sec. I see that my sharing is not happening. Can everyone see my screen or no? You can see my screen?
We can,
okay,
but it's
great.
on the first slide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On the first slide only?
On the first
slide. Okay. All right, let's see here. I lost my cursor along the way, so I apologize. Let me go back. And my cursor doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm just going to talk this through that way. And I will post the slides that I created afterwards in our group as well. So again, why create the vision board? We want to identify our vision, give it some clarity. We want to reinforce the affirmations and the positive and motivating things that we want for ourselves on a daily basis. And we want to keep our attention on our intentions. We want to, again, have that constant reminder of what our vision board is all about. There are 4 ways to create a vision board, and you can either do a cut and paste, so a literal, which is what our group is going to be focused on. You can create a digital one. Sometimes people don't have access to, magazines or photos or things that they want. And also keep it, keep it simple, keep it reasonable. Don't run to the store and feel that you have to buy fancy paper or stickers or magazines. Do whatever you have access to that's within your means. You can even use a dry erase board. Right now, you can start with a list of things. And as you find pictures or things that meet that, maybe a cork board, pin it up there, whatever, again, you have access to. And then lastly, you can use a magnetic board. So lots of different ways that you can create your vision board to make sure that it works in the best way for you. Now, how does it work? So visualization is a very, very powerful tool if you can really put your mind to it and if you believe in it. Some of you may have heard of the law of attraction or The Secret. Personally, I haven't seen the movie, I haven't read the books, but I do believe in the power of positive affirmations and positivity. I also believe that if you really set your mind to something and repeat it over and over again and really try to live in that positive light, that these things do come true for you. And that's why I've been creating my vision boards for 4 years and really trying to share the message. And again, having fun with it. If you think about it, this is something that has been used for many, many years, especially by athletes. They will oftentimes when they're training, they will visualize their success, a win, a trophy, something to that, effect, and it will happen for them. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Olympian Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world.
Yes.
So I had read a number of years ago that it was in an interview, someone asked him, how do you keep winning these races? How do you keep beating your time? And he said, I picture at the starting line, I picture myself in my mind crossing the finish line and I see my time better than the last time. And that's how, he's visualized himself through that. So again, positive affirmations definitely help. And I know that my screen is being shared again, halfway. All right, so I'm actually, here we go. Gonna go back, sorry for the back and forth on that. So again, we've talked about visualization, how it's very powerful, how it can be one of the most powerful mind exercises you can do. And really, if you believe in it, and if you do think strongly enough about it, when you visualize, you're emitting really powerful frequency into the universe. You also want your vision board to focus that as well. Not on things that you want, yes, not on things that you want tangibly, but on things that you feel, the way you feel when you may either obtain that goal or, see something that you want for yourself. It's that feeling that you want to bring forward. And that's where I feel like I kind of went wrong or maybe didn't understand the concept of it when I first created vision boards. And I'm going to stop screen sharing right now and go back to our just camera. And I want to share my last 4 years of vision boards with you because I want to show you how I've changed, how it's changed, and how I've evolved through those years. So 2017 was the first year that I created a vision board. Let me check my screen a little bit. So I'm just going to talk it through as I hold it up. In 2017, it was the first year I created it. I had gotten a mastectomy in 2016 as a result of being diagnosed with breast cancer. Gratitude, I was grateful. I really was focusing on my health. I wanted to get back on track. I missed kickboxing. I missed being fit. So I was focused on things that I really wanted to obtain for myself. And it was fairly simple, a few pictures here and there, healthy living, saying yes to saying no. I really knew that I had kind of filled my plate too much. So these were reminders that I wanted to, tell myself and get to every day. So not too bad. Come 2018, I kind of learned that it was not just about things to have, but things to do, and again, maybe start to feel. So in 2018, my oldest son was graduating from middle school and starting high school. So I realized that maybe my plate wasn't going to be as full. And that's why I had my big message of, enjoying the simple things, making today the best day. I was still definitely focused on fitness and nutrition, but much more travel based that year. So Las Vegas, one of my favorite places, Disneyland. And what's really interesting that I'd love to share with people that I didn't realize it until almost the end of 2018, this picture right here, it's hard to see, but it's of a place called Armstrong Woods up in the Russian River area. And I love nature. I love outdoors. We are not an outdoorsy family. We don't do hikes. We don't really, do that kind of stuff. But I really wanted to go back to the redwoods. Well, that year was a year that we wanted to do something different for a family vacation. So we went up to the Russian River. And during our trip, we said, oh, let's go check out Armstrong Woods. And as we were walking through, I said to myself, this seems so familiar to me. And I thought, oh, maybe I was here when I was a little kid, and I had been, but it just seemed so familiar. Of course, I didn't realize it was this picture until like a few months later. And I said, oh my gosh, I said to my husband, oh my gosh, this picture is Armstrong Woods. And he was like, oh, it is. It was just one of those things that, I visualized it, maybe I manifested it, it happened, but I was really excited. And then I realized the power of really making sure that on a daily basis, I reminded myself of the power of what I wanted to bring into my life. 2019. So this year, which was last year, almost 2 years ago, was really about bringing balance, calm, less clutter. Again, I'd love to continue on my, health and fitness. This was also the year that I really started focusing on my health and fitness coaching and also much more on nutrition. I love my Instant Pot. I used it more. I love to read. And in 2019, I promised myself that I was going to read one book a month at least. And I actually did. It was just one of those things I found. I made a space for myself. I made time for myself. And I didn't do it this year, but I didn't focus on it this year. It was just, again, these little daily reminders that I looked at certain aspects of it and what I wanted to bring in. And then lastly, this year, we all know it's a little bit of an anomaly year, but here's the board that I created for this year. The focuses for this year were much more on how I felt and where I am at in life. So things for an example, this one says, stop dreaming, start doing, embrace your edge, rise above, faith, love, work, lots of things, again, that I wanted to look at these words and remind myself of how I felt when I read them, as opposed to tangible items such as shoes and lipsticks and jewelry, things that make me feel happy, and also focusing on the gifts that I have and how to use them properly. So again, it took me some time and it took some practice to really think about, what do I want my board to look like? And each year it changes. Sometimes I might add to something that I've had the year before, or kind of repeat it because it's important to me. But other years I just might, add something new, depending on kind of where I'd like my life to go that year. So those are my vision boards. Again, yours may be totally different, but how are we going to do this? So after today, tomorrow we will meet and we'll talk about how to put our board together, and we'll do that a little bit. And then on Wednesday, we will actually talk about finishing our products and kind of what to do at that next phase. But for now, what we want to do today are gathering our materials. So I will post it, but if you want to make a quick list, you can do that. So you will need a base layer. So something that you want to create your vision board on. I've used scrapbook paper over the last few years. I like the size of it. I like the weight of it. Some people use poster board. Personally, to me, that's a little too big. But if you want to, you know, depending on where you want to display it, again, there's no right or wrong way. This is totally yours. You can use construction paper. Again, scrapbook paper. But I found in my old pile of scrapbook paper what I'm going to use this year. Don't be blinded. Glitter. I'm using glittery paper this year. I love the background of it. I'm just ready to shine and sparkle. And I saw it and I was like, yep, this piece of paper has been lying around for a reason. So I'm using scrapbook paper. I like the square of it. You can use, again, you know, poster board, cut a piece of poster board, whatever works for you. But I would suggest something a little sturdy since you are going to be, you know, gluing or taping pictures on it. So that's the first thing. So as I mentioned at the beginning, old magazines, pictures maybe that you've printed online. During the year, I usually just save magazines. If you feel that you can and want to go out and buy some magazines to create your vision board with, 3 that I recommend. The first one that I find is just chock full of fantastic pictures and words is Real Simple. Real Simple has some great, you know, sections where they have, you know, big phrases and words and beautiful pictures and calming pictures. So Real Simple is a good one. I like Health Magazine or Shape if you're into fitness. They have good recipes. They have, you know, good thoughts about, you know, being fit. Money Magazine or something, you know, if you're interested in improving your finances or wealth or income, these are good magazines. But again, totally depending on what it is that you are interested in. So magazines, photos, family photos, pictures of places outside, you have lots of different options. And then you'll also want some scissors. I couldn't find our big scissors, so I just grabbed these. And glue or a glue stick. I've found in my experience that a glue stick tends to work a little bit better than regular glue. It's less messy. It just allows you to make, you know, a cleaner application and stick it on and nothing comes oozing out on your beautiful background. So you have those materials and then any other fancy or fun items. I know some people who put stickers, ticket stubs, sometimes old, you know, boarding passes if you're into travel, glitter markers. If you're artistic, you can draw on your, you know, on sections of it, borders, flowers, again, whatever is, you know, within your creative, you know, genes and aspirations. So you have all of those items. And so with that, today, oh, sorry, what we're going to do then is go through our books. This will be after today, tonight, tomorrow, at some point over the next couple of days. Go through your magazines or whatever you have and look for things that call to you. So for example, I noticed in this one, it says The Boss. And I like that. So I'm gonna, you know, I flagged it. I'll tear it out later or cut it out. I also liked this picture of, I just flagged them because I don't want to take up too much of your time looking for it. I loved this woman's expression. I also liked her hair, curly hair, but just, you know, she looks joyful. She's into the sun. I can feel her warmth and just her joy. And that picture called out to me. So I might cut it out, but one recommendation I have is don't limit yourself to just one photo of something that calls to you, whether it's a word or a picture of a place, because you aren't sure right now what your layout is going to look like. So what I mean by that is that photo of that woman, as I went through the magazine, I found that there's a larger photo available as well. So I'm going to take both of them out, and when I do my layout, one might fit better than the other. So just, you know, again, gather more materials than you may need, because again, it allows you some creative leeway when it comes to assembling your board. And what I tend to do is either mark it and then go through them later and cut them out. Or sometimes I just rip the whole page out and put it aside. And then as we're starting to create our board, then trim it accordingly. You know, maybe I'll cut it around the head. I may do a square. I just, you know, start collecting and putting things aside. So after you've gone through and collected everything that calls out to you, what I suggest doing over the next day or two, depending on when you're going to create your board, is just take them all. And these are just things that I've cut out and I've pulled over the last couple of days. Again, photos of things that look healthy. I loved this one, calm and relaxed. I am going for a little more of a calming nature next year. It might be impossible, but I could try if I think about it, right? So again, all of these extra little pieces, I've just grabbed, whether you have a folder or an envelope. I just literally, an old envelope has some writing on it. I'm just going to put all of my pieces that I've collected in this envelope until tomorrow, when we start to put our board together. So that is pretty much it. I noticed there is a question in the chat. Oh, thank you. Yes, that was earlier from when my screen wasn't sharing, so I apologize. But yeah, so gather your materials, put them in a place where you can, you know, grab them tomorrow. If you can't join us live, again, we will record tomorrow's session and we will post it in the group. Are there any questions from anyone who's here today, who's joined live?
No. Nope.
All right. Well, thank you. So don't do too much. We'll do this one step at a time. It's going to be fun. Remember, don't overthink it. Look for things that call to you, grab them, collect them, and then tomorrow will be step 2. The one thing I'm going to leave you with tonight is just a phrase that I saw as I was preparing earlier. Whatever we think about and think about, we bring about. All right. So let's keep that in mind. Thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. Have a fantastic rest of your day. It's good seeing some faces I haven't in a while. Such a pleasure. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. You know how to find me. Otherwise, looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great one.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.